Hi, I'm Clemens and I will show you everything you need to know about translation correction. Translation correction lets you make changes in any language our programs use. All the words in any language that we use are stored in a XML file. A XML file can be seen as a tree where each branch holds an item and the leaves hold information about that item. For instance, if a branch would be a car, then the leaves could hold values like green, 4 wheels and 2 doors. But in this case, we could say that the branch holds the original sentences, usually in English, and the leaves hold the translations. You could open a text editor or XML viewer to make changes. But we thought it best to make a special program to make it as easy as possible to make changes to a translation. We call this translation correction. If we open up a XML viewer, you could see that it would start here by listing all the languages used. And down here we have the translations. It starts with an original text line in English, and here are all the translations. You can also see that the first translation is the same. It's also in English. This is because now we can make changes if, for instance, there would be a typing error in the English language. You can start translation correction straight from Windows Explorer. But the easiest way is to start it from the main program. If you start it from the main program, the translations XML file of that program are loaded and the translation correction starts up in the language of that main program. In this pull-down field you can choose the language that you want to change. In the lower pull-down field you can select a language to compare. Below the pull-down fields you can see two kinds of symbols. Humans indicating a translation made or adjusted by a human. A computer indicating a computer translation. In the top text field you will see a list of all translations in the selected language. Throughout the translations you may find a sequence of 4 characters, /r, /n. These 4 characters are a code which will put the text behind these characters on a new line. Do not make changes to these 4 characters. Let's now select Dutch as the language we would like to change. And we choose the English language to compare. If you would like to choose a different language to compare, make sure it's a human translation. If I see a sentence in the first text box that I would like to change, I can click on that line. The third text box will now display just that line, and the second text box will hold that same line but only in the chosen comparison language. In the search field, next to the magnifying glass, we can search for all sentences in the chosen translation language that holds whatever we enter here. Suppose I would know there is something wrong in a sentence that holds the words map hider. I enter map hider, press the pull down, And now I see all sentences that hold the words map hider. Selecting a line from this pull down will copy that line in the third text box. And again, the second text box will hold that same line, but only in the chosen comparison language. The text box at the bottom will hold the new translation. I have three choices. I can just start typing. If I feel something is wrong, I can press the cancel button. I can also copy the text from the third text box by either clicking that text box or by pressing the second arrow. I can also copy the text from the second text box by pressing the first arrow button. You can choose whatever you feel is best for you. I see a typing error here. I correct it, and now I press the OK button. You can see immediately here on the first text field that changes are made instantaneously. But remember that changes are not stored yet. You will need to save it at a later stage. To save any changes you made, just press the Save button and in the window screen press Save again. And yes to overwrite the existing file. If you would like to create a backup file of your translations, press the Save button and store your translations under a different name. And press Save. If you would like to select a different translations XML file to open, press the Load button and select the translations file of your choice. Press Open. Now we can again choose a language, whatever, but I will now reopen the previous file. I can also do this by double-clicking. Again, we will choose Dutch and English. When you have completed the translation of an entire language, many users would be happy if they could use your translation. To do this, press the Save XML Language button. And in the Windows screen, press Save again. You can see here that the language is attached to the name of the translation. Now you can visit our product's website and upload the file you just saved. At some point you may visit our product website and see that someone has uploaded a new translation in your native language. You can download this from our product website. In Translation Correction, you have two choices as to how to use the downloaded language XML file. If you use Load Language XML, then the downloaded language XML file is added as an extra language to your translations XML file. I have to move this a bit up. And now you can see, if I press the pull down, that it's added at the bottom of the pull down. But you can also use the Change Language XML button. I select the language it will replace and press OK. Select the language. And now you can see it has changed the language we had selected. With the Remove Language button, you can remove a selected translation language. Select the language you want to remove. I'll put it up again. I select the latest language we just added and press OK. Again, I will show you now. Moving this up. And as you can see, the language we had added is now being removed. Removing any of the standard included translation languages is not recommended. When you have taken the time to translate a language, then you would need to do this all over again when there would be an update of the program, because it comes with a new translation XML file. We just saved the Dutch language. Now let's suppose that the file that we saved actually would be the previous version. In order to do that, we need to make some changes to the XML file. So let's open up an XML viewer, scroll to the bottom, and let's say that this sentence didn't exist in the previous version, and that in the previous version there was a change in this line, and that this would not be there. File, save. So now we have a previous version of our translated Dutch language. We just received an update and we want to make changes that all the sentences that we translated in the past that were correct are now again imported in this new translation. It saves a lot of work. Let's press the Update Language XML button. Choose the previous version of the Dutch language, and it says here that it's now translated and all sentences that were either removed or changed are now located here. Press this and I see it's been translated like this by the computer translation. I can make some changes, or I can say okay, that's just fine. And now we have the second sentence. And I say, well, that also looks fine. And hop. And now we have again a new updated version of our translated language. When you have selected a language and a compare language, then you can use the button Compare Language and find difference. Let's select the translations XML file. First language, compare language, and now we have this button. As you can see, it will now go to each sentence, because each sentence in Dutch is different from the English language. So it may not seem very useful, but if you want to compare a downloaded language with another language, a language you either have or perhaps a second downloaded language, then you can easily spot the differences between those languages. A translations XML file can be used in a computer program, but also in a video help file. In video help files, the translations come with a timecode. Each translation is shown at the time of the timecode. Pressing the Display Timecode button will show or hide the timecode. As this is not a video, of course all timecodes here are 0. It can help you to locate a certain sentence if you know that at a certain time it is displayed. Pressing the View Help Video button will open the Help Video viewer and show this video. If you want to know the version number or perhaps visit our company's website, just press the Info About button. It will show this pop-up. You have here the version number, and pressing OK will remove it. In this video you may have noticed that the pop-up text is in Dutch. Pop-up text is the text that pops up when you go over a button. This is because we chose Dutch as the first language. If we select a different language to translate, then the tooltips are now displayed in that language. The easiest way to show this is choose a language like this, and you can clearly see it's now in a different language.